What a weird fellow. I agree, that Gabumon is weird. He doesn't want to fight, but he doesn't want to run away. And he wants to go to the city, but only after hearing he doesn't have to come to the city. Anywho, continue with the fog story. You'll pretty quickly see something odd is gonna happen while I walk through this fog area. Oh, piece of mushroom. Yeah. The pattern will soon show itself. There we go. You saw here, I looped back into the exact same area. That is done on purpose. Because this is the game's way to trick you into thinking, you can't advance any further until you get rid of the fog. But that is technically not true. Although tricky, there is a way to clear this, to get to the end of this fog area without lifting the fog. As I said, it's just very time consuming, but it's very possible to complete this fog area without, without clearing up the fog. It requires a lot of patience. Because eventually you will stop looping. Oh, look. A rare find, a Digipine. Ugh. Bad Goblin Squad. Let's see. I think that's a Biomon, a Bodamon, Unimon, Tyrannomon, and I can't tell what's right next to Tyrannomon. Oh, that's a Nanimon. It's something right next to Tyrannomon, but I can't tell what it is. Oh, wait. Is it maybe an Agumon that's tipped over? I think it might be a tipped over Agumon. Oh, and that's a Shellmon. Don't want to fight these more Shellmons? Whew. They are very wide, so it's very hard to squeak by there. Now game, please let me get to the final area. Let me show it. I don't want to have to lift the fog. Because I want to show you the neat thing that happens if you do this area without lifting the fog first. Because you get a unique dialogue that normally doesn't show up unless you unless you clear this place without lifting the fog. You like this then, I guess, game. Let me just walk forward a little bit and then I'll feed you. I have this giant meat. He just needed one giant meat. Now, the reason you keep looping back that specific corner, or when you get to the hallway, is because normally that is how you would get to the end of the area, that corridor. But as the game has like a fake lock put up, you can't go through it. Or seemingly you can. I don't remember the exact pattern you're supposed to do to clear it, so that's why I'm just wandering back and forth, back and forth. Okay, cool, I cleared that easily. Perfect. That is a new Digimon we can recruit. That only spawns during early morning. This Cherrymon. That is why I didn't tell my Skullgreymon to sleep yet, because it was early morning. And I want to recruit this Cherrymon. Hey, you! Yeah, what about me? We can't just say, hey, you. We learned that technique now, Skullgreymon. Because you missed your chance to learn that skill so many times as a Garurumon. You should learn that boost move as a Skullgreymon. It's a very angry chicken that knows electricity powers. Yeah, there is a meta. Um, I haven't seen the full speed runs, but I know there's a speed run strategy to uh, have your partner die, have it digivolve to a Bakumon, so that you can do an area called Grey Lord's Mansion, because it requires you being a virus type. And I believe after you be your Bakumon, you're supposed to just do as much as possible with the Bakumon, then get a Numemon, and then digivolve it to Monzaimon. Megalospark is the second best, or I think it's like second best move. Ice Statue is still ranked higher above Megalospark. Solely because more Digimons learn Ice Statue compared to Megalospark. Because there is only 3 ultimates that learn Megalospark. One of the ultimates that can learn Megalospark is hard to get because it's a secret ultimate. Whilst the other 2, they can't necessarily learn Megalospark yourself, so you have to get Megalospark beforehand when you become those ultimates. Whilst Ice Statue, on the other hand, well, it's also available on 3 ultimates, but the 2 ultimates that can use Ice Statue can actively learn it themselves. So you can get Ice Statue on Skullgreymon. I didn't have to get Ice Statue on Garurumon. Skullgreymon could have learned Ice Statue on his own. Whilst the 2 ultimates that learn Megalospark, it's a lot harder. And also, there are fewer enemies that use Megalospark in the wild compared to Ice Statue. Because Ice Statue, um, yeah, the Ice Devimons and I believe some Gururumons know Ice Statue. Whilst Megalospark, I believe you can only get from Soul Monster in Greylord's Mansion, so you have to be a virus type in the first place to go to Greylord's Mansion. And then the other wild Digimon that knows Megalospark is Shima Unimon in Gear Savannah. And the Shima Unimons very, very, very rarely use Megalospark. Because I've played this game a lot, and I've used the Shima Unimons to learn Megalospark. It takes me ages to get Megalospark because they rarely use it. The Shima Unimons, like 9 times out of 10, they die before they have time to even use Megalospark once, because they just love spamming Dynamite Kick and Warcry over Megalospark. So it's a lot harder to obtain Megalospark compared to Ice Statue. Yeah, and also, Ice Statue is stronger than Megalospark as well. Like, base power wise, Ice Statue is stronger than Megalospark. Because Ice Statue has what, 424 base power? Megalospark only has 386 in base power, so even strength wise, Megalospark is weaker than Ice Statue. So even base power wise. So therefore, Megalospark is like the second best move. But the number one spot goes to Ice Statue. Because even all the champion Digimons that know Ice Statue, you can easily beat the game with those champions as well. Because that's how good Ice Statue is. While the ones that know Megalospark, you could, but it's going to be a lot trickier to beat it with Megalospark compared to Ice Statue. And also, generally, the champion Digimons that know Megalospark only has like Megalospark as their one good move. Whilst the ones that knows Ice Statue, they can have other tricks up their sleeves that pairs well with Ice Statue. Because I'm not gonna come out and say who they are, but there are two Ice Champions that are part Earth, so they can combine Ice Statue with Poison, which is a very lethal combo to compare or to combine Poison your target and then Freezing Wind Spot with Ice Statue. Whilst all the users that know Megalospark, none of them know a Poison type move. Yeah, Monzaimon is also really good. And also easy to get, since you don't technically need to get any sort of stat requirement. You just need to interact with the item, which for the sake of recruitment, you have to get a Monzaimon anyway, so that's why it's easy. You're something else. That was pretty good for so early in the morning. It's not early morning. It is evening because I slept with Cherrymon. Hey, don't act like it's somebody else's business. I know what you're talking about. I hear you're working hard for the island by gathering Digimons. So well, why don't you help me? And where am I supposed to do that? I'm supposed to do what? Oh, you just don't get it. You're supposed to work in the city, remember? Well, like they say, the early bird gets the bug. That has nothing to do with anything. On top of that, it's a worm, not a bug. I'm just joking. Well, I'll see you in the city. Cherrymon joins the city. Can you really trust him? I wonder. Yeah, I agree that it's a good thing that they made Monzaimon good. Because it would have been a hassle if he had to, if he was a stinker. Since you have to use him. Or since you have to obtain him, I mean. I still want to have these pieces of meat. I guess I just do this. I know it's kind of a waste, but I'd rather pick this up than have the large recovery. There we go. My favorite ultimate to use is, well, one of them is right here. You're looking at him, Cherrymon. He's one of my favorites to use because of Ice Statue. Then I also like using, wow, another ultimate that knows Ice Statue. I'm just gonna go out and say who it is. Megadramon. Megadramon is in the game and is also one of my favorites to use Megadramon because of Ice Statue. And I also like using Metal Greymon because of, well, Metal Greymon is a classic. Like, you can't go wrong with a Metal Greymon. Oh, hey, look, another Digipine. Lucky me and that. Thank you for body blocking me. No, stupid Gaburimon, stop walking where I need to walk. Stupid goblins. Yeah, the eye animations are cute in this game. I think he just has like a hand on his shoulder and then wags his tail. Yeah, I have Ice Statue. I've been using it a lot, the Ice Statue. It's right there, Ice Statue. I learned it when I was a Garurumon, which I wasn't expecting to get Ice Statue, because I just fought an Ice Devimon, and I thought Garurumon was gonna learn the other technique Ice Devimon was using a lot. But he decided to be the goat and learn Ice Statue. And oh, by the way, here we are. I reached the end of the area. And it's time to see the most cursed thing from Digimon World 1. The freaking Cherrymon. I used to have nightmares about this Cherrymon when I was a kid. I don't know what the heck they were thinking when they designed this Cherrymon. It's cursed as F. Welcome, young man. Who is it? What do you want with an old man like me? I can't see with the fog. Can you get rid of it? No, put more fog. I don't want to be able to see Sherrymon's silhouette even. So that's it, I see. Can't you do it? First, listen to what I got to say. Now, where should I begin? If you know about the emergency on the island, please tell me about it. I see, the emergency. This island began to change 80 years ago after land changes happened. The northeastern part of the island suddenly appeared 80 years ago. Since then, Digimon started to move away, the species separated, and each species started to speak their own tongue. They forgot the language they used in the city. In the end, Foul City lost most of its population of Digimon. Then Digimon began to lose their memory. The island's history, their past, their senses, getting worse day by day. I have something important to tell you, but I can't remember it either. However, all will come together in the end. Someone compels it to be so. In time, the Digimon will come to think of the emergency as normal. The only thing that can stop this is you and the power of the Foul City to unify Digimon. Gather Digimon in the city and create a miracle. It will definitely happen. Well, I got all worked up. Phew, I said it all. Now let's get rid of the fog. The reason for the forest fog was to be able to speak to you. Oh, one more thing. There are others in the forest who know about the past. Go deep into the forest to find them, if you can. Yeah, it's a nightmare creature, that's that Cherrymon. And yes, this is one of the Digimons that I am happy got a redesign. Ah, dang it. There. No, I can't cover Cherrymon's face. No. There, I don't want to see him anymore. There. There, now I don't see Cherrymon. But yeah, this is one of the Digimons that I'm happy got a redesign. Others, like Kururumon, I'm sad about the redesign, but Cherrymon, I am glad they redesigned Cherrymon. Oh yeah, that episode is funny. Gururumon is who I said. Gururumon. Since in this game, Gururumon is more gray compared to Garurumon, and he doesn't have the shoulder feathers that Garurumon has. Gururumon doesn't have it here, and I think also the mane is smaller on Gururumon. Just generally, Gururumon looks like a more feral version of a Garurumon, which I like that Garurumon looks that different compared to Garurumon in this game. And I'm sad they went back on it and just made Garurumon a white Garurumon. Like they made Garurumon so boring when they redesigned it to just be a white Garurumon. Yeah, it's fair. It's a very similar sounding name. The whole Garuru, Garuda, Gururu, they're very similar sounding because they all start with like the ga, like the Garu and Guru sound. So I understand you, Flygon. Yeah, here's none of them that were redesigned really. I think the only redesign here is that I don't know, the Porygon get a larger vest. Yeah, Vegemon, the only thing different is the color. None of these are redesigned. No. So yeah, let's get out of this forest and then showcase the neat thing with me clearing Misty Trees without clearing up the fog. Oh, dang it, Shelmon. Yeah, Shamamon as well. I don't like Shamamon. I don't mind that they changed him away from dark brown, because I can see the problems that could occur with him being dark brown. However, I just wish that they changed him to be orange Shamamon instead of being dark green. Like that I don't understand. Why did he pivot from brown to green? Like the closest color to brown is orange. They should have pivoted to orange. Especially since Fugamon is orange. I have no idea why they pivoted to dark green for Shamamon when they changed him. I don't know why they chose that color of all. Yeah, it's a Mori Shalmon. It's a Shalmon recolor. There's also like a rule of thumb with the Digimon World game that everything you fight is a recolor. Because the real deal and, well, that's just fortunate timing there of that Fugamon. Oh, unfortunately for that Fugamon, he doesn't have any friends in this forest. They all go like, nah, I don't want to do this. Yeah, but it's not as bad of a change. I mean, going from green brown to green green, it's not that bad though. More Shalmon's recoloring.